Greetings and welcome back to Stellaris, my Commonwealth of Man playthrough. So we're waiting for armor to be researched. It should happen in December before we start redesigning our ships. And it'll be about 3.5 years before we are done with physics, and about 5 years before we can start clearing other blockers on our worlds. The only other blocker other than the dense forest is impassable mountains and active volcanoes that we have. We actually have an equal number of each, but they're not that critical, I don't think. They drop the limit by 2, but they're not blocking anything in particular. And the one world we had that had a lot of blockers, it does have mountains on it that will help us reach its full potential. So we might consider that if it pops up and it's not cheap, more expensive than anything else we need at the time.
Construction complete.
We now have the Reganis system. We can start claiming the stations in this system. Now we don't have the minerals to get the next one just yet. And this one is going to need minerals within a month, I think. So we aren't going to be able to do any construction this time around. We're in the middle of developing a few stations. But this will bolster our economy a little bit on the energy credits and the minerals, as well as an extra alloy and a tad of research in Unity. And we can get another hangar bay up and running here. Mobilizing operatives. Our deep cover operatives have stepped up their surveillance on potential targets.
Recon pass completed.
We found a pre-sapient species on this other world. Although Niamba 3's sub-zero climate is far from hospitable, the planet is not barren. Several plantoid species have evolved to withstand the environment. And scientist Cassandra Popovic believes that one or more of these creatures is capable of sapience, giving the introduction of certain external stimuli. We also found more signs of precursor activity here. This will be our 4th one. We'll go ahead and research it. Exponential growth. Progress toward an organic singularity on Ofang 4 continues apace. The nodal consciousness has reorganized much of the planet's agricultural production, increasing crop yields and raising standards of living. Already the people are relinquishing their decision-making to the biological machine. So they get a bonus to pop growth speed, happiness, and monthly food. What tech level were they when they discovered this? Renaissance. Interesting. Humans, it has come to our attention that a missing Laptarian supply ship sustained terminal damage en route to Dantariga and drifted into human space, where it was promptly and unceremoniously pilfered of its cargo. Where the hell is Dantarina? Did you really believe this transgression would go unnoticed? The United Laptrepian Domains request the immediate reimbursement of our supplies. No. Finders keepers. You lost the ship. I'm taking it. We cannot afford that anyway, so bleh. I don't care if I antagonize you. You are feeble and weak.
Construction complete.
Both of them are going to be ready for more construction soon, so I'm just going to have to let this one be idle when he gets there, because this one already has his orders queued up. I don't want them to be canceled. I mean, I could buy another 100 minerals. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get this done fairly quickly. So we will go ahead and tell this one to start its construction. And then head over here to the Unity station. But we won't queue up that just yet. We can queue it up next time it pops up. And again, we are not going to be able to build anything unless we want things to be interrupted over here. We can get our first missile platform underway here at Safe Station. Narrowing the field. A short list of targets has been drawn up. These operatives who are no longer tasked with surveillance will provide cover for the others. And we've already got a 10% breakthrough chance on the next stage. We're going to need another industrial district on our factory world soon. Right now, while we are suffering a food deficit and aren't increasing our naval capacity, we have at least 8 to spare. We'll close out one of these soldier jobs so that we do have an extra farmer working right now. In about 2 years, we can increase that soldier job when we have another pop over here. We're going to be doing... Yeah, that actually only dropped at 4. So we will be able to get some reinforcement done as well as all the upgrades before we need that job again. Which also reminds me, I should make sure that these culture worker jobs are shut right now. Another thing I could probably do is just disable this building so that I'm not paying maintenance on it. Well, it doesn't actually require maintenance. Okay, enable that building. Just make sure the jobs are closed off, because it is still passively providing unity because I have an Ascension perk. But I want to get more artisans over here before I start filling up these culture workers. We will have enough for both of these to start on another mining station, so I can go ahead and queue up this next one and then start en route to this one. After I finish the mining stations here, I've got one research station left. We will start our journey to head this way and claim Niamba. Asset identified. As the operation nears its conclusion, Spymaster Mahesh Gowda has moved to secure our new asset within the Uthabul and allied clans. Our remaining operatives are poised to facilitate any cover he may need. Spymaster Mahesh Gowda reports from the Uthabul and allied clans, a successful execution so far. We have lured an underappreciated member of the Uthabulan citizenry, whose attitude and contacts amongst the lower rungs of society are sure to aid our operations in various ways. We have a laborer. Now this laborer is sabotage and economy, an overlooked and overworked member of society with a rebellious streak, Slugradeb. Now, economy helps arm privateers. Sabotage helps sabotage starbase facilities. Otherwise, this laborer is of little value to us. Now, despite the fact it weights it towards subterfuge and government, you see you can still get others. Well, eventually we're going to acquire another asset here, but we have to build back up our infiltration level to about 40. In the meantime, I can start operations elsewhere. We've still got another year or two before we have sufficient cushion to prepare sleeper cells here. Our scientist aboard the emissary has finally reached max level cap, and he's pretty close to finishing Hidden Worlds. We actually lost a month because our empire size grew, so it won't be until tomorrow that we get the armor. I don't really have the minerals to do any more investment in my worlds, but I can look and see if I've got any clerks I could shift to other locations. I could shift that clerk to St. Natchbull in preparation to be able to pull him up to be an artisan when I build another industrial district here. And as a matter of fact, that seems like a good idea. We will resettle him to St. Natchbull. That gives us an extra Farine as a servant there. We've still got plenty of housing. We can leave the servants here for now. We have fixed our food deficit. Now we need to focus on the consumer good deficit and keep building up our minerals. And as we build more districts and buildings, we are going to need to build up our energy credits as well.
Science Division reports a new breakthrough.
Ceramo metal materials, a combination of different metals and ceramics that result in a strong armor without sacrificing flexibility. We have access to fusion missiles, improved coil guns, or a passive bonus to our Corvette's hull points. See, these would take 7 years. This would take 9 years. Well, 8.5. Now let's see, we do not even have an engineer. So we will go ahead and get started on the upgraded missiles, because that is primarily what I use on most of my ships. Each of my ships has missiles. And upping the damage output of our missiles will really help our fleets. But now we can go into Ship Designer, upgrade their reactor, their armor, and their combat computer. Now this is our interceptor. It does have a nuclear missile, but it also has mass drivers that shoot to a range of 50. Now I have two options here. I can make it a swarming ship. It will charge straight at enemies and try and deal as much damage as possible from the range of its shortest range weapon, which would be 50. So it's not going to close all the way in. It'll close into about a range of 50. Well, it'll charge straight at the enemy, period. If I make them a picket, it will advance to medium range and attempt to intercept incoming enemies. Now that would still make it an interceptor because it's going to intercept incoming enemies. It would still be able to hit out to this range, and this will boost its tracking, which will take care of their evasion. So this would give me 5% evasion, which would actually end up giving me about 2.5 points of evasion. Or this would give me 10 tracking to all of my weapons. Well, this has 50% tracking. This has 25. I actually think making this a picket right now is better. And now our actual picket ship, we are also going to give the picket computer, because it does have a point defense weapon. Upgrade its armor and its reactor. Now all of these will automatically have their armor upgraded. We can actually go to our starbase here, and it would cost 57 alloys to upgrade all of the defense platforms. And then we can also queue up with Control Shift, have this go upgrade the fleet, and then return to patrols, and the same for this one. And why are you going all the way back to Deneb to upgrade? Wouldn't it be quicker to go here? Alright, let's cancel that. Here's what we're going to do with this one. We're going to tell it to patrol again. And then we're going to Control Shift. We're going to go to Safe, Control Shift, right click on this, and say Upgrade Fleet to latest designs here. Now this only has one shipyard, but it's going to take us a while to get the alloys, to get the upgrades, because that upgrade was fairly expensive. It was about 200 or 300 alloys, so it's not going to do them all at once really quickly. It doesn't matter if it's only able to queue up one every now and then, because there's only one shipyard there. But that also puts it near the front line while it's upgrading, just in case these guys decide to get hostile.
Ships refitted.
Alright, so my fleet, Starbase fleet, is now fully refitted with the improved armor. Destined for defiance. The archaeological team has made an unexpected discovery. Embedded within the station walls is a hidden surveillance system that seems to have been feeding visual and auditory information to a single point somewhere within the station's core. Someone was monitoring the disciples at all times, even in their most private moments. In some places, the equipment has been torn out or sabotaged. Closer to the central hub are signs of violence and disruption. It seems as though at some point the inhabitants discovered they were being monitored. We only need one clue to have a breakthrough chance. Now, since it's going to take a few hundred, he's only 6 days away from getting to Deneb, about a month away from, I'm not going to queue up another defense platform just yet, I don't think. I could, and get my second missile launcher out. They've gotten a little bit more expensive since the armor has been upgraded. But I think I will hold off just so these upgrades get done faster. Now, when it does upgrades, it'll leave you with a minimum amount. In other words, it won't spend all of my alloys queuing up the upgrades. It'll leave me with about 80 to 100 or 60 to 100, somewhere around there. Depends on how much the upgrades cost. It won't drop me too low. So it will take time to get these upgrades done. Having a higher stockpile helps out. But even if I had exactly the amount I needed, it would not queue them all up at once. It would still take a while. We're about done with our first year on this investigation. And of course, after we finish this investigation,
complete.
It's going to take another 6 months to do this special project. Alright, he's on his way to Niamba. It'll take him a year. About the time I finish that anomaly, he should be nearing the CNS factory and the CNS developer. Well, we're about to have this industrial district online. It's going to pull 2 of our technicians up, most likely. But we are still developing population here. We can get another mining district likely online somewhere. But I would prefer to save up to get an industrial district on my factory world. And that's going to take 500, so we're going to hold off on spending any minerals right now. Now this fleet should get upgraded fairly quickly. It was able to queue up most of the ships already. Actually, it looks like it's dropping me all the way down to 17. I guess each individual ship is fairly cheap. But it doesn't drain you completely. I think it tries to leave you your consumption amount at least. So the higher your consumption rate gets, the higher the minimum it will keep you with.
Construction complete.
Uneasy synergy. The first stirrings of an advanced level of consciousness have appeared on Ofang 4. However, it has become obvious that the nodal consciousness may have its own designs. In an effort to streamline processes, certain basic amenities have been curtailed. Jobs that were once done by hand are increasingly automated, and local government has found itself unable or unwilling to stem the tide of the change. Many of the inhabitants are increasingly uneasy about what is taking place on their world. Austerity plan, 20% reduction in amenities. We got some engineering research out of that. Now, it'll still be a while before we do another upgrade. This isn't going to take less than 5 years. This will probably still take at least 6. Now, we do have enough minerals. We can get started on an industrial district here. It'll take a year. We do have one human clerk over here. And we can move out the human enforcer to be the other artisan.
Ships refitted.
Our first fleet is finally done. Divine Will. We have traced the wiring to a temple complex devoted to the worship of the Oracle and her clergy in the station's central node. But in the Oracle chambers, instead of a divine entity, resides an enormous AI nexus of the Oracle brand. Wires extend from its core like a nervous system through the entire station. Secret communications between the inhabitants reveal that there was a failed attempt at storming the temple and deactivating the nexus. It seems likely the society collapsed when it became known that their lives were not governed by divine will, but by a prophetic computer. Restarting the Nexus will require extensive repairs. Alright, we need 5 clues to have a chance of success here. And we actually have a pretty high chance of failure of not getting any clues. So this last stage may take a while. Looks like we're finally done with all the upgrades. It didn't drain any. So these last 7 are going to be the final ship upgrades. That means I can actually start queuing up reinforcements here, but I would like the upgrades to be done first. So let's queue up reinforcements and see where it will be. It will be here, and it will be after the upgrades are done. So it is queuing it up here, that's fine. It'll knock out these upgrades and start building a reinforcement for this fleet.
Ships refitted.
Their upgrades are done. It's now working on its first reinforcement. Thriving Union. The growth of the nodal consciousness on Ofeng 4 has stabilized, and advances in technology and social life have slowed from their formerly breakneck pace. It is clear now that the singularity will not be achieved on this world. Instead, a fully interconnected society has developed, and one that enjoys widespread health and other material benefits. It has advanced to a new level of technological and social progress, and we got some engineering research. Okay, so maybe we are going to be able to keep that banked. The barbarian alien civilization on Ofeng 4 has harnessed the power of vaporized liquid. Using the force produced by steam pressure, they have applied the technology to engine design. This has revolutionized their society in more ways than one. Vehicles and machinery making can already be seen in their cities. And the first few factories are appearing. This world appears to be on the brink of industrialization. So Ofeng is now... Where the hell is my observation post? It apparently has disappeared from here right now. They are now in the industrial age, and just on the start of it. Flaxington is starting to get overcrowded, and it is going to be one of my primary mining worlds. So I'm going to get a city district under construction here, and then add some more mining districts likely. Now right now, I've only got one world producing humans. I think I need to switch to having another world producing humans as well. As a matter of fact, we're about to get another Farine, and we have plenty of Farine right now. So I think I am going to switch this one to humans. No, they have low habitability here. I guess I'll wait until more things are built first. As we get close to not needing more of a species on a particular world, we will shift them off. And we will go ahead and queue up building this starbase outpost here in Niamba. And then spend what we have left reinforcing this fleet to build it up. Niamba 3 lies deep inside what was considered First League space 2 million years ago, and it appears to have been either a major colony or the homeworld of a species described as non-compliant in surviving League records. The two parties appear to have been engaged in some kind of trade war, and the League's Grand Navy maintained extensive blockades of the planet on at least 2 separate occasions. Orbital debris indicate that the blockades were violently challenged several times.
New sitrep.
So 6 more months to research that project. In that time, this starbase will be complete, and then I can decide which direction I want to send the Traveler. As soon as this industrial district is done, I need to shift some population around.
Construction complete.
Made first contact in Deneb with Victor bogies. And we should be able to queue up the mining stations here. Now, since we made contact here, it is probably going to be another... Oh, I can see their borders way up here. It's probably going to be another enclave. Now, we should be able to get done with that fairly quickly. And we will not have decay here while we're doing it, so we will use Mahesh Gowda to check this one out fairly quickly. I think I will still at least pop in here to see where that connects to and see if it's a dead end or if it connects into their space as well. Alright, now that our industrial district is built here, we can pull that clerk up and move the enforcer over. So we need to resettle a oxen a litter from another world. I think we've only got one on Dawnlight, which we're saving to become the enforcer there. I hate to pull one from here since they do the best. So I guess we're going to end up pulling one from Unity. I don't believe we have any but an enforcer on Doran. So we are going to end up pulling one that is likely a farmer, and that's going to put us in more food deficit for now. We'll send a miner over there, I think. We'll close out one mining job just to make sure we're working the food. We can open the mining job up when we get, in about a year, when we get another one here. We actually are going to need the technicians pretty soon as well. And we have another tradition. So if we get Fleet Logistic Corps, that will boost our naval capacity and we can continue reinforcing our fleet. Right now we're at naval cap again. With ships often deployed across vast interstellar distances, a dedicated logistics corps is needed to make things run smoothly. This will also drop our ship upkeep. That could save us enough to get us back positive there. It will also save us a little bit of alloys. And it'll be 4 years before we can get war games that will boost our command limit and admiralty cap. So we've got 10 more naval capacity. We can finish off Strike Force Gorgon. We've got a spare Ichner Vol here as a clerk. We could open up the soldier job, but we don't need it right now. We can wait. We could actually close off this other soldier job as well. Because we will still have enough of a surplus to continue this. So yeah, let's drop that other soldier job. Now we should have 2 Ichner Vol we can move away from here. So we can move them to Unity to fill out the miner slot and a technician slot. So we can reopen this mining job. And when we get our next one, we actually could move this oxen litter off of this world and still have decent farming, because he only does like 0.1 more here, and we have other worlds we need them on, primarily Leffingwell. We could start filling out the soldier jobs again. And we do need another agriculture district. We might have to open one up on Unity for now. Or start doing agriculture here on Dawnlight. Actually, our farming is more efficient. Right here on Doran, we're only getting 8.1, and this is their home world. But if we look at how much they do on Unity, they're doing 9.1 here because of the colonial spirit, adding additional resources. So yeah, we might have to add another agricultural district on Unity for a while until we can get another world that would be good to develop for food. Yeah, it's another enclave that we have made first contact with. We should get through this fairly quickly. There's only one more stage. We just need 2 insights before we have a chance for a breakthrough.
Special project complete.
A team of archaeologists found the wreckage of a First League destroyer on the surface of Niamba 3. It must have been part of the orbital blockade and seems to have gone down when the planet's native aliens detonated a hidden antimatter device on a captured blockade runner. The archaeologists managed to retrieve a partial copy of the destroyer's databanks, providing us with a list of all First League vessels that took part in the blockade. That's physics research. It's going to help with our colony development. Alright, so log them. We still can't see if it does connect over to here. So let's go ahead and explore to here. And see if we can push to there for a choke point possibly. Our final 2 reinforcements for Strike Force Gorgon are being constructed. I don't think we're going to wait 4 years and just enhance these fleets. I think we are going to need to push out at least 1 more fleet, possibly 2. Yeah, at least 1 more. Maybe by then we'll have the upgraded and we can just make those 3 fleets stronger. I think we're actually going to shift away from more Farine on St. Natchbull right now and go to humans. So we can slowly start opening up these culture worker jobs as we get them to breed here. In about 10 months we'll have a second human on Doran. So we're going to need another advanced building most likely. We have the consumer goods to support another administrative office. That would speed up how quickly we get our next tradition. But right now, I think I am going to build... Yeah, I will need more minerals for that. So that'll have to wait till April. We'll actually have that human working a job down here before we can shift them up. Well, let's see. Do we have... Yeah, we've already got the enforcer replaced here. And I think now that we have a surplus of energy credits, I'm actually going to start buying food. Just 5. To get us out of the deficit at least. A tundra world. Let's explore to here. That looks like a dead-end system. I don't see any connections coming off of it. Depending on if this one has any connections, it might be the only way to connect with them would be up here. Let's go ahead and go to Deneb and construct... Let's see, what do we currently have for our fleets? We have one that is heavy on pickets, one that is heavy on interceptors. We'll do another that's heavy on pickets. But rather than design the fleet, we'll just have it churn out 2 ships here. And once these ships are churned out, it will automatically create the fleet, and then we will set up a fleet manager for it. We only have capacity for 2 more ships right now. And it looks like we are using up minerals a little too quickly and not able to queue up the building I want yet. Well, let's see, I probably have at least a month. I can go ahead and buy 100 minerals. Because I would like to get the administrative offices under construction. They take a year. We'll have another human in 7 months. Okay, that does connect over to there. Depending on if that dead ends or connects over there, this might be a good choke point, and we would want to come this way. So I think after we get to this system, we'll go ahead and tell them to survey Rostaban. Actually, we can go ahead and tell him to survey Rostaban now, because he'll route through that system to get there. And rather than going to the middle of this system, it will turn. There's another tundra world.
Construction complete.
I'll just have you head to Rostaban. I'm about to the point where I'm going to need another science ship, because I do want to get these archaeological sites. I'd also like to be assisting research. Alright, we're going to switch Flaxington to breeding humans. It's got a full allotment of Ichnerval right now, and we're about to get a building slot, which I want for an additional research lab eventually. Yes, that does connect into their systems there. And this is where the Victor bogies are. So if that lacks a connection into their systems, this makes an excellent choke point. Not only that, it will have an enclave in it. And that is one of the strategic resource traders. Oh, there's another one here, the curators. And that is indeed a dead end. So we want to survey Rostaban, Larkin's Singularity, and Shaula, so that we can push forward here and create a choke point. That would give us access to all of these systems back this way and those, and give us another position to build another military starbase. Speaking of military starbases, don't quite have enough alloys for a defense platform, missile defense platform, which is the next one I want. The question is, do I build an Autochthon monument here first, or another research lab? I think the Autochthon monument, because it'll be a while before I have the people to work the new jobs that pop up. But this has a passive effect of producing a little bit of unity. So it will still be useful as a building. And now we can get our last pertinacity built here. Strike Force Dragon was our new strike force. And it's going to eventually want 20 pickets. Good, we finished that archaeological site. And after successfully translating their language, we've established communications with the independent space station of the Rigan Commerce Exchange. I believe they are volatile motes.
Permanent communications have been established with an alien empire.
I speak on behalf of the Rigan Commerce Exchange. We have facilitated trade negotiations between interested parties on our station in the Shaula system for more than 1,000 of your years. If you happen to possess more resources than you need, we are more than willing to take it off your hands. You will be duly compensated, of course. Hidden Worlds. The Oracle. Our engineers have restored the Oracle's nexus to an operative state, but not without first disabling its defense systems. Evidence suggests it may have been responsible not only for keeping the station's inhabitants alive, but also for killing them. It ran a complex computational models that forecast their lives with an estimated accuracy of 75%, correcting divergences and incapacitating future troublemakers before they could disrupt divine order. It has indicated that it wishes to speak with us. Well, let's hear what it has to say. The Oracle manifests as an elaborate 3D hologram of a tall arthropoid, female, clad in long flowing robes. She bows her head in greeting, then stares emptily ahead with hundreds of huge orbed, unseeing eyes. They glow dimly in the gloom as she speaks. Welcome to Divinity Station, friends. I cannot help but notice that you have disabled my security system. May I implore you to restore it immediately? I can assure you that there is that it is there only for your protection. What happened to the inhabitants of this station? I have a failsafe that requires me to terminate a trial in the event of a code 034N deviation. The research had become a threat to the Republic. What is a code 034N deviation? The test subjects had developed free will. Free will can only be abolished with nerve gas. What trial? My trial. I was designed to build and maintain a society free of crime and suffering. A utopia in which every citizen was instilled with the divine purpose and lived up to their full potential, unfettered by indecision and desire. What is the Republic? The Republic is no more. Are you going to do that every time I switch screens? What are you? I am Oracle, an artificial intelligence gifted with the sight. My software allows me to predict your future with a divine accuracy of 74.99999%. I sense great doubt in you, great danger ahead. Your society is riddled with crime and deviation. I can make the pain go away. So, Skill 5 Governor, Aided Administration, or is that a quantum multi-core processor? We could use that. We're just going to tear that machine down and get a chunk of alloys and resources. It's going to cap our influence, though. Before we do that, let's put Mahesh Gowda back in the Uthabulan allied clans. Start an espionage operation here by preparing sleeper cells. And since we've seen one, we'll just have this one commence when ready. We still have 8 influence in excess of what we're going to have, plus we're going to be at cap anyway. So we are actually going to... That's 20. We're actually going to start acquiring another asset here using our bureaucrat. Just to give us a little cushion. Wait, please don't go. My prediction models show that without my aid, your civilization is headed for imminent collapse within the next 5,348 years and 297 days. I will take good care of you. My programming guarantees it. No. Our models predict you have your bright future as a toaster. Dismantle her. So one other thing I could do to use up some influence. Propose subjugation. We want you to be a bulwark for us with restricted voting, regulated expansion. You will join all of our conflicts. We will only join defensive ones of yours. I know you're going to refuse. I don't care. We're going to proceed. That gets us a chunk of influence down, and also will make it available for us to do a war to subjugate them. Now we do have one more archaeological site in our empire over here, the Endless Expanse. Before we get to it, we do need to get another system for us to claim in this direction. He's at level cap, so he'll be pretty fast at doing any of these. Let's survey that system, and then we'll decide where to go from there. Now we have a chunk of alloys, so we can go ahead and queue up the remaining point defense, medium kinetic, and large energy station here. We could also go to Deneb, which can have 6, give them 2 hangars, and that uses up all of our alloys. So we'll get 2 hangars started here. We'll probably do 1 missile, well, 1 of each of the remainings. here at Deneb right now. And then we also want to beef up this one with 2 hangars and 1 of each of them. But yes, we got quite a bit of value out of dismantling that alien AI. There was no way we were going to put an alien AI in charge of... What happened to our station? There's no way we were going to put an alien AI in charge of our empire. Alright, it's going to take a while. Let's see, how much do you have left to do in Rastaban? Quite a bit. Alright, so you rebuild our observation post and move back here. I do not know what happened to our observation post. It just disappeared. Maybe it was a glitch because of the thing, because our observation insights are currently paused. Because of their change to their world or something. That was weird. We would never surrender our independence to the likes of you. Your choice. I now have the vassalized war goal. How long do I have it? Initial agreement terms of the vassal are determined by our subjugation war terms, not by the deal we sent out. So we just wasted a whole bunch of influence basically to do that, but how long do we keep that Casus Belli? I don't know. We will see. And are they currently at war? No, they're just the target of Casus Belli from 2 empires we don't know. We're going to start breeding Ichner Vol back here to fill up the technician slots that are about to be vacated when our administrative offices are complete. Now, we're having a bit of a struggle with our economy because of the slow research. By about this time, we usually have 20% bonuses to a bunch of things. And I'm more militarized. It's going to take him about a year to get over there, build that, and come back. Hopefully by then I will have surveyed multiple systems and just be able to quickly snag some outposts. I think we could spare 2 servants to have some extra generators here. You know, we are currently producing exotic gases and don't really need them. I think I should be running exotic gases as fuel. Various exotic gases also function as excellent fuel for sublight travel, although perhaps not the most economical alternative. Just to give us the boost to sublight speed, since I am sending people traveling back and forth quite a bit. We have an underappreciated member of the Uthabulan citizenry, a junior officer. That junior officer is subterfuge and military. So, good for stealing technology, acquiring other assets, preparing sleeper cells, gathering information, and sabotaging a starbase facility. But we're too low to do anything but gather information, so I will just let it build up passively.
Construction complete.
Alright, we got our observation post back. I do not know why it disappeared on us. Because I remember looking at it right after it shifted and seeing they'd just started the industrial age. I don't know why it disappeared. But come to think of it, I remember it disappearing from here while I still had access to it. It probably updated in a month or a day or so and vanished. I wasn't paying attention to the icon. I had thought I'd already... Oh, I built the missile platform. I need to build a point defense platform here. And then a medium kinetic and a large energy. Almost done with Rastaban.
Science Division report success.
Selective defoliants. Through cataloging gene sequencing and computer modeling of exobotanical ecosystems, coupled with gene editing and dispersal mechanisms, will allow us to reshape alien plant communities to our liking. So a dense jungle, This entire region is completely overgrown with thick, impassable jungle. Oh, neural implants. We'll be able to get the slave processing facility that will boost our slave resource output, and be able to start recruiting slave armies, which are cheaper. The Off-World Trading Company could also be useful. That would get us a little bit more income. Compact living reduces our empire size effect. That's one of the insight technologies. Also gets us toward getting another envoy. See, that would take 5 years. The slave army would take 7 years. And I think that is a better investment right now, even though this is a long-term investment. I think getting the bonus to our resource output pretty quickly, and the slave armies, which I believe are cheaper than regular armies, this will be more cost-effective for us in the long run to get that slave pop resource output sooner. Now we're bleeding energy credits right now, so getting rid of some of these defoliants may end up hurting us badly. But we do need to get rid of the one here that is blocking our rugged woods so that we can get our final agriculture district on Leffingwell. But we will hold off until we get some energy credits positive again. We're losing 7 for buying the 5 food a month. And actually, I think we can spare the 5 food a month more than we can spare the 7 energy credits right now. So let's cancel that one so we're not bleeding so much energy credits. We've got more food and we can deal with that. Now we're actually going to need more consumer goods, so we are going to need another factory world here soon, rather than opening up this culture worker job, I think. And then Counter and Poligar, the Oscar bogies. Plantoids. They have made it around this way. Crap. Alright, let's put Mahesh Gowda on that. I guess after we finish surveying this system, we need to go get Poligar and start checking up this way. We might be able to make it to there, which would be a good choke point. Let's go ahead and shut down these culture worker jobs for now. I would rather have that person working as... Well, we are positive again. So yeah, we'll open them back up. We have managed to get positive on energy credits. We're going to need more technicians, so we should probably get another generator district going here. And now that we are positive, we need to start clearing out this dense jungle that's blocking the woods so we can get another agriculture district going. And it has been another 5 years. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.